I want you to imagine a screen breather. A screen breather is a person who's so glued to their phone they're practically inhaling it. But what does this person do? When you're starting to make a change in your life, you started to gym for 3 months, you're consuming gym content, you're really visualizing the change you're gonna make. The screen breather will come in and start saying things like, don't get too obsessed, don't get too big, enjoy your life, don't get into the supplements, you're gonna make yourself sick, you're overeating, you're undereating, you need to eat more of this, stop being so serious all the time. A little bit of sugar never killed anyone. When you work hard, they'll say you're obsessed. When you achieve change, they'll bring it up and say that you have changed. But they deter you from your goal. Where you weren't even considering, say, supplements. You weren't even considering getting too big. You were just trying to get from A to B. Trying to get from skinny arms to at least having some kind of muscular look and appeal to it. That's the change you're trying to bring about, but they associate the absolute extreme and they put that into the conversation, and it almost deters you from what you're doing. The screen breather's personality is whatever the news or mainstream media wants you to believe. The screen breather's emotional state is whatever the news tells them. Their decision to leave the house is whatever the news tells them it should be. Now, you may be asking, why even bother imagining this? But this is where my question comes in. Imagine the same screen breather gets a task of work. Now they say they're too tired to do it now, they'll do it later. They know they've got a big enough timeline to get it done, but they put it off for the next day. The idea that they're putting it off for the next day is so that they could have more energy to do it the next day. But why, when they have a sleep and wake up the next morning, do they not automatically fly through that task? Maybe there's some cases where some people do, but more often than not, when you've put off the task and you attack it the next morning, or you try to, it is harder to do so. See, the thing is, when you put off the task, it doesn't go away till the next day. It stays in your mind. It stays there, and it occupies a little space in your brain, which if you dealt with immediately, it would have been completely gone. You see, there's a double reward in getting things done. If you get something, say a new task now, if you were to sit down and just peel through it like it's nothing, finish it and move on, you freed up the space in your mind for yourself, the present you, and the next day's you, and so on and so forth. So that extra space in your mind where you wake up the next day, you can use that to do other things and be stress-free. In conclusion, procrastination is a lie. It takes energy from you now and in the future, and it compiles that and creates a stress. It makes it harder for you to do the work in the future as you are associating yourself with not doing the work presently. Doing the work now does the opposite of this. It gets you in the zone to do the work. So the next time you sit down, you're already got like +1 in doing the work specific to that task. So your mind's already accustomed to the task. It's like when trainers or like sportsmen go to acclimatize when they're competing at like the World Cup. They go to the country earlier to acclimatize. You are acclimatizing to the work by doing it now. Understand that that will benefit you throughout the task. And then lastly, don't be a screen breather. Don't procrastinate. Ask yourself, what would Ziz do? Ziz would get it done now.